I thank you all for paying attention to this very important matter, and I stand before us to address and raise the knowledge and understanding of this House on the well-being and development of our children, particularly those under the care of Tasmanian public institutions. And obviously we've been talking very much about the education today, and we've all had a very deep and meaningful debate there, and so we're all on the same page about the importance of education and our institutions. Our children are not just the future but the present, deserving of the highest standards of care, support and resources to thrive in every aspect of their lives. First and foremost, it is imperative that Tasmanian public institutions responsible for the care and development of children provide them with the necessary support and resources to thrive. These institutions serve as the cornerstone for the growth and nurturing of our young ones, and it is our duty to ensure that they are equipped adequately. Moreover, the environments within these institutions must be conducive to physical, emotional and mental well-being. We must treat these children as if they were our own, ensuring that they feel safe, loved and supported every step of the way. Creating such environments not only fosters growth, but also instills in them a sense of security and belonging. I recently received communication from a parent regarding first aid policies in our public schools. The appointment of only one first aid officer per 350 students. This policy was purportedly approved by the Department of Children and Young People, but is not made public, and I quote, DCIP insists that it is an internal document and as a parent I cannot access it. I am likewise not being given access to the administration of student medication procedure. This does not seem to give the impression we are taking the care of our children seriously in our schools. As a parent of the Hillcrest incident, I can't help but say this rings serious alarm bells for me. When it comes to standards of excellence, nutrition, exercise and overall health, there can be no compromise. Proper nutrition, regular exercise and access to health care are fundamental rights that every child should have. It is incumbent upon us to prioritise these aspects and ensure they are upheld to the highest degree. I am very excited by the school's lunch program that is offered to some schools and on the anticipated extension of that and the expansion in the next budget. I believe this shows that we do care about health and education outcomes, and I'm really excited by this program. To achieve the goals of social outcomes and health, institutions need to take proactive measures. Firstly, they must promote mental health awareness and support services for children, including counselling and therapy services. Mental health is just as crucial as physical health, and we must provide the necessary resources to address any issues that may arise. Education in healthy lifestyle choices, including balanced diet and regular physical activity, time spent outside for adequate vitamin D should be encouraged, as well as other areas of importance. Empowering children with the knowledge and tools to make healthy choices sets them on a path to a fulfilling and vibrant life. Advocating for policies that prioritise the well-being of children in institutional settings is essential. This includes ensuring adequate staffing levels and providing appropriate training for caregivers to meet the diverse needs of the children in their care. Allocation of resources for regular inspections and monitoring, such as training education, utilisation of technology, establishment of monitoring protocols and continuous improvements, needs to be a high priority. It is vital to ensure compliance with established health and safety standards. We must hold ourselves accountable and take proactive measures to safeguard the well-being of our children. And I want to bring attention to the detrimental impacts that children of Ashley Youth Detention Centre are at times facing. When my colleague met with the Commissioner Leanne McLean last week, She informed her of Ashley's 21 detainees, one as young as 13, and only 6 staff at the time. During this time, the children have been quoted on a number of occasions in a number of articles and to the Commission about the isolating, deplorable and horrible conditions that have occurred for a significant amount of years. One such condition is that of solitary isolation, which can be compared to that of solitary maximum security inmate as a measure of control. We understand the difficulties to ensure the interactions between residents is complex, but for a total of 23 hours a day, with only 1 hour that they are not outside of their room, this, in the centre someday, this is not conducive to a healthy environment for these children. 1 hour outside in fresh air, at a bare minimum, in Tasmania's cold and low vitamin D environment, probably is not meeting their needs. This has a significant amount of risk to these children, not just mentally, but on the overall health. The formative years of these children's lives are being treated in developmentally. This can be a massive impact on how their brain develops, the lessons and behaviours they learn and come to understand as normal, which are not. We are seriously going to wonder why some of these children reoffend. This centre was built to be a rehabilitation centre and the last port of call for children. Currently is becoming a first port of call and a temporary removal fix for these children from society instead of trying to rehabilitate these children so they don't offend. By not actively supplying therapeutic measures, these children are spending their time thinking about their next offence, and with the isolation, developing serious mental health conditions, or the risk of developing serious mental health conditions that will not, in turn, be treated in the system, but failing. Sorry, this is a little bit weird. So these mental health conditions were not being treated in this condition, or they probably are a little bit now, but we have been failing this and we need to do better. The effects of social isolation can be regression of loneliness, poor physical and mental health, disruption of social relationships. Participants often feel discriminated against, misunderstood and judged by others as a result of public stigma. People who've experienced this discuss internalising these attitudes. They suggest that a lack of understanding from others, for example from their partners, family and peers, and unreliable or absent support systems resulted in feelings of loneliness, socialisation, and reduced the quality and quantity of relationships formations, social bonds and interactions. Stigmas reduced their self-confidence, their self-esteem, which in turn fostered secrecy and a reluctance to disclose their depression. Most participants reported having long-term goals and aspirations to reconnect with others. These goals stood in contrast to feeling hopeless and unmotivated during periods of depression. That's okay. Look, this is a really important thing. I don't want to just take it all to be Ashley's, but it is really important that our children are set up for the best in life. And I know we have been discussing that for a little bit with education here. But the wellbeing and development of our children is non-negotiable. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that Tasmanian public institutions provide the necessary support and resources for children to thrive. Let us commit ourselves to creating environments where every child feels loved, supported and empowered to reach their full potential.